Okay, welcome everybody. Tonight we're going to be doing a yin practice, which means we're going to be just coming into postures and just staying in each one for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So a very different way of working with our body that helps us go more deeply into these poses. And they are all really about allowing the muscles and joints time to let go. So that's why a normal flow is a yang practice, and yin is a very feminine, soft, receptive, opening practice. And so begin seated as we always do to find focus, and then we'll come into our practice. And so as we come into practice together, I invite you to take a mudra where the palms are upturned in front of you, the elbows still close to your sides. And just focus on the palms of your hands, the very center of the palms. This is a mudra of receptivity. And in the center of each palm, there are small heart chakras. And so we are opening our hearts to all that is in this moment, to all that has been today. And as you feel your breath and feel the center of each palm, feel a sense of coming out of the head and into the heart space. You may even want to experiment with having the palms turned down, which may give you more of a sensation of allowing the day to empty out so that the heart can fill with gratitude and space. And so breathing in, and as you breathe out, feel yourself coming into this sacred time for practice, for being within yourself. Take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, feel that breath flowing from the crown of your head through your body and out through the soles of your feet. Your breath washing through you. A wave of presence and awareness. And taking another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, feel the breath. Become aligned with the breath that will be our friend and companion in this practice. And then I invite you to bring the hands, so the palms of the hands rest over the heart and the thumbs touch. So the fingers are like wings coming out from the heart space. Connecting into the energy of the heart chakra, the energy of compassion, love, kindness. As I read you this story, which is our focus for the week, it comes from Sarah Blondin's podcast, Live Awake. She says, in hopes of finding solace and healing for all that was ailing her, a woman seeks help from a wise elder. She sits on her knees and spills before him her stories of angst and woe. He listens to her stories in great pains, with his eyes deeply fastened on hers. There is a long pause. Ah, yes, he says. But tell me, beloved, what do you love? She says, I've noticed how little we are speaking of what is joyous to us and instead recycling the hurt of the world, simply because we have forgotten to feed ourselves with love. And she quotes Carl Sagan, the astronomer, who says, "For small creatures such as we, the vastness is only bearable through love." And so as we come into our practice tonight, we're going to remember that which we love. And I'll remind you again and again. And so take a deep breath in and out. And I invite you to come now lying down. In a yin practice, we always begin in shavasana, begin and end here, because we want to remind our bodies what it is to come into peace, into stillness, and to really listen deeply. And so as you come into shavasana, just tune into the feel of your low back. And if there's any strain there, then go ahead and bend the knees or place cushions underneath them. Let the knees flop in together. Or if it's comfortable, in full shavasana with the toes flopping outwards. And letting your breath flow from the crown of your head down through your body. Breathing in through the crown and breathing out and down through the head, the shoulders, the arms, the spine, the legs, the toes. Shavasana is the pose of final surrender. Feel in this moment that you are surrendering the busyness of this day, surrendering whatever stresses and worries that you may have carried with you today. Breathe out. Let them flow out through the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands, passing through the heart chakras to be transformed by love. It doesn't mean we don't acknowledge what is difficult in our lives. Much that we find difficult is real. It just means that for this time we've set aside, that we might be able to surrender those, perhaps to a higher power if you believe in a higher power. Perhaps just setting them aside for a moment next to you on the mat. You can always pick up your worries again at the end of the practice. Allowing light and lightness to fill your body. And get a sense now that you're breathing in through the heart. And as you breathe out, feel a settling happening there in the heart space. Breathing in, filling your heart with prana, life energy. And breathing out, feeling your heart filling up, replenishing, rejuvenating. And then I invite you to take your arms overhead and have a full body stretch. Point the toes, stretch through the fingers, stretch through the right arm and the right leg, the left arm and the left leg, the right arm and the left leg, and the left arm and the right leg. And then once again, both arms. Make yourself long, both legs. Breathe in big through the belly. Breathe out, let the body relax. And then holding opposite elbows, if that's comfortable for you. If that's not, you could have the arms splayed a bit further with the elbows resting on the ground. Or if that's not comfortable, you could have your arms out to the side. Being really aware of your body and what feels right for you, or perhaps it's comfortable overhead if you bring a pillow close by to rest on. And then you're going to bring your left leg over so that your left ankle meets your right ankle, and then walk your right foot and left foot across a little bit until you are coming into a bit of a banana position. We're going to bring our arms over to meet, so start to take your shoulders towards your feet so that you're laying in the curve of banana. I actually call this banana asana. Over to the right, making a crescent moon shape. And you should be feeling a fairly strong stretch somewhere on your left side. Depending on your body, you might feel it in different places. I'm feeling especially there around my left hip and low back. Again, just tuning into the arms if you need to make any adjustments. And letting yourself have a sense that you're breathing in through the crown of the head and breathing out down the whole left side of the body. Breathing in and out. And I invite you, as you're breathing, to think of something today that happened that's worthy of acknowledging with love. Let's go through the day. Maybe it was the beauty of leaves on a tree, a bright blue sky, the feel of your body in your clean sheets, maybe water of a shower or a bath or a swim. And just start to repeat to yourself, today I really love. And just catalog all those things from today that were worthy of love. Even if you didn't notice it at the time, notice it now. The space around your heart softening with each affirmation of love. And then slowly bring the feet back to the midline of your body. Bring your shoulders back to the midline. Have another big full body stretch, and then bend the knees. Bring the knees into the chest and just let them relax here. Squeezing the knees in as much as it's comfortable. What feels good, what feels delicious. If it would feel good to tuck your nose into your knees, feel free. And then extending long once again. Feel how tall and extended. Feel as if each and every vertebra is finding another little millimeter of space. Lovely. And then walking the feet over towards your left. The right ankle meeting the left ankle and the shoulders coming over to the left. They're in Banana Asana to the left. And don't go so far that you feel a strain. You just want to feel a nice comfortable stretch. You might have to just jiggle your bottom around or your hips to find the right spot. And then tuning into your arms, either holding elbows or maybe a more relaxed grip of your wrists, or have the arms out in a cactus position or out by your sides, out shoulder width, shoulder height. If possible, having that right arm coming over the head towards the left a bit, because that'll help open the ribs, the right ribs. So even if you have the left arm in a more relaxed position, perhaps trying to bring that right arm up over a bit more. And then tuning in again to the day. And there's a lovely quote: the more grateful we are, the more beauty we see. And so going back through your day and what's around you in your life, what was beautiful today? I am so grateful for. Fill in the blanks. I am so grateful for. And just keep that running through your mind, the mantra of gratitude, filling in the blank. Little things, big things, ordinary things, extraordinary things. Things in nature, things in your life, maybe things you've taken for granted. Feeling the breath in your belly. You need to shift or adjust, tune into your own body. Just feeling the body settle. Maybe noticing if one side felt more open, more easy than the other. And then bringing the legs back to center once again. Arms and shoulders back to center. Holding the knees again. And draw the knees apart this time. Draw the knees up towards the armpits, but keeping the lower back on the ground. And just a little sway side to side, a rocking side to side, massaging into the low back. And then rolling over onto your side, bringing yourself up to sitting. Have some cushions handy as you bring the soles of your feet together into butterfly pose. And have at least a foot here. You don't want the heels tucked right into the groins for this one. And then coming into butterfly and letting yourself lean forward. So if your forehead doesn't meet your feet, as mine don't, then you could put your elbows on your legs and support your forehead in your cupped palms. Have those little heart chakras resting at the forehead. Or you could tuck in a few pillows here and rest. Maybe your fists on one on top of the other are still needed. Or maybe you have a yoga block you could put there. And breathe in deeply. Feel the spine and the ribs extend. And as you breathe out, feel yourself relaxing down into the earth beneath you. If this feels too strong for your hips, then you could, of course, have pillows underneath the knees, as well as support underneath the head. Yin is all about finding that edge where you're feeling a stretch, a little bit of resistance, but you're still feeling supported so that you can breathe into that. And so once you've found your spot, relaxing your forehead, inviting softness to your eyes, to your temples, softness to your jaw. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, feel a wave of softness going across your shoulders and down your arms, to the hands, to the fingers. Just tune in a moment to the shoulders. Is there any resistance there? Holding that you didn't even know you had. And this is a beautiful position where you could also massage into the space where your skull and your neck meet, the base of the skull, all along that ridge of bone, while the head relaxes down, the chin coming down to the throat. Using the tips of your fingers to express love and care for your own body. I think it was Pablo Neruda that said, self-love is the healing medicine you've been looking for. It's what will heal the earth. And maybe some pulling with the pads of your fingers from the cervical spine across. The pads meet just above the neck bones, and then pull out across. You'll know what feels good as you come down to where the neck broadens out into the shoulders. There might be a real sweet spot there at the corner. And then breathing in, rising up, take the arms high. Breathing out, arms opening wide. And then coming down onto your belly into Sphinx pose. So coming from forward bend into a back bend. Have the elbows underneath the shoulders and just about an inch in front of the shoulders, so not directly under, just slightly forward. The hands are, forearms are parallel to each other, the hands splayed, and you don't want to be collapsing down, nor do you want to be pressing too hard. There's this point where you're bringing the heart forward, the legs are relaxed, chin level with the earth, and just settling into the low back. If there is any pinching, if this is too strong for your low back, then you could use pillows to support yourself as you come down a little bit lower. So just bring the elbows forward a bit more to take some of the bend out of the low back, or pop a little pillow under there, and you could even just relax here. But if possible, have a little bit of pressure, even if you're using a pillow, into the elbows to keep that heart coming forward, so that energy around the shoulders still there. We're not completely collapsed in this position. So tune into your body and you choose what's right for you as you breathe. And I'd like you to think of all the people in your life who have been teachers, mentors, guides, your angels in human form, and send them love. I'm so lucky to know or to have known. And just list those people. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. And say their name from your heart. Sometimes your teachers aren't necessarily teachers in the trained sense, but just people in your life who have taught you great lessons. Maybe at the time you didn't appreciate that person. In fact, some of the people who teach us our greatest lessons can be quite unpleasant in our lives. And being thankful. All these people we've attracted into our lives or happen to have in our lives all bring something. Feeling the low back just softening and easing here. And then you're either going to stay here or you're going to bring your hands back just sort of to the mid torso and press up into seal pose. Roll the shoulders back. This will be a little bit stronger to hold. So if this isn't right for your back, then bring yourself back down into Sphinx. We're only going to stay here for about a minute. I've come back too far. You'll know you've come back too far if it's just too hard to hold up there. You're looking forward. And there's effort in the arms, but we're letting the low back release. Just 30 more seconds here. And release. Bring the forehead all the way down to the mat. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. And then relax the hands down and turn the head to the left. And then relax the shoulders and breathe. And then turn the head to the right. And soften here. And then bringing the hands under the shoulders as you rise up into a seated position again. And this time you're going to have your right leg out to the side and your left leg with the foot, the sole of the foot at the inner thigh. So it's not all the way out as wide as that leg could go, but rather just so that the heel and the ball of the foot and the toes can all touch that inner thigh. And then you're going to turn towards the right leg. Again, you might want to have your cushions close by for support as you take yourself to rest over this leg. This is called half dragonfly. The toes are flexing and facing up towards the ceiling. Relaxing once again the head to the leg, or to support from your hands at the forehead, or using the support of the pillows and the arms combined. And then I invite you to bring to mind all those people in your life that it's just so easy to love. They're not necessarily your teachers or mentors, although they might be in here as well. And offering them love and appreciation, not taking them for granted. My life is better because you're in it. Saying their names. Feeling your heart open. Feeling they're part of your soul family. This you feel your hamstring or your low back or hip relax if it feels right, just to kind of adjust yourself forward a bit more. You might find as you begin to let go that you can stretch forward over that right leg a little bit more and more. And if you've ever had any hamstring pulls or tears, you definitely want to keep that knee a little bit soft. And just give a little bit of pressure into that right heel, which makes sure that the stretch stays in the belly of the muscle and not at the attachment. And then breathing in, rising up, stretching to the sky. And breathing out, we'll change legs. So bring the left leg out on a diagonal, the right foot into the inner thigh. Turn towards it. Have your support there ready as you fold forward over the left leg. Toes are flexed. Foot is flexed. Heel gently pressing into the ground. And then look for that support. Right knee is in contact as much as possible with the earth, not letting it pop up. Left knee is just slightly soft.